Today, 3 obvious signs your twin flame is thinking about you. And some of these signs are so obvious, a few of you may be inclined to question, well, why are you even saying that? It's so obvious. But here's the thing, guys. What we're really going to talk about in depth is why these things are happening. Don't you want to know that? Like if you could push a button and get your twin flame to unblock you or start talking to you or chase you for a change, would you push that button? Fuck yeah, you would. So let's talk, guys. Let's talk about that. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kurt. I am the world's leading twin flame coach. Over 5,500 twin flame students to date, guys. That's a lot of unions. That's a lot, man. My twin flame, of course, is permanently in my life now. How did I do it? Am I saying that to brag? Not really. I just want you to know somebody cracked the code, okay? Somebody figured it out. And you watch my videos for long enough, you're going to start to get the sense that I do things a lot differently here and not in the way that you think. Not in the way that you think. So let's get to it, guys. What are the signs? We're going to go over them. And then, so I'm going to say what the 3 signs are, and then I'm going to hit each one more in depth over the course of this video. Okay, sign number 1. They text you and they tell you that they're thinking about you, right? And again, we're going to talk about why that's happening and how you could actually make that happen. You push the button and they text you and they send you selfies and I love you, right? Okay, sign number 2. You haven't given them a thought in ages, basically. You're not thinking about them. And then they start thinking about you. Yeah, it really does work that way. Okay, number 3. Something that I call Satori. Well, I don't call it Satori. That's stupid. Something called Satori, right? Something called Satori, a very deep spiritual experience, right? So, a little setup first. Here's the deal with twin flames. Here's what I figured out about twin flames, right? It's really obvious. So you're going to see this diagram on my channel a lot. And by the way, you're going to see this diagram in the general spiritual community a lot too. Why? Well, you're going to see people talking about like soul families and stuff. And they may have never even heard of twin flames before. So this is ancient spiritual knowledge, guys. I don't reinvent the wheel. That's why I'm the world's leading twin flame coach. Because I'm not doing anything new. Now, if you look on YouTube, if you look on the internet for information about twin flames, there's like a million different ideas about what to do. But guys, your twin flame is your soul. Everybody knows that. That's the one thing everybody does agree on, actually, which is cool. Like, with all the differing opinions about what to do with regard to your twin flame, the one thing everybody agrees on is that it's one soul in 2 bodies. And I'm like, well, if it's one soul in 2 bodies, then this is all that's going on. It's a simultaneous incarnation of your soul. This is the higher self in heaven, the afterlife, whatever you want to call that. I call it the energy part of the universe. Science calls it dark matter, dark energy, or the quantum field, the fabric of space. Okay? That's where this is, and it's beyond time. Time is malleable. But when you enter those higher realms, when your consciousness leaves your body and returns there, you're so far removed from 3D density that there is no experience of time. And by the way, that's exactly how physicists say that works. I mean, they don't say that about consciousness. I'm kind of making parallels between spiritualism and science. But when you go beyond the 4th dimension, yeah, there's no time. There's no experience of time at all. That's literally how that works. So these are your past lives, the year 1750, 1870, present day, and then this is your future in reincarnation. This is you and your twin flame. That's all this is, guys. And by the way, it looks like kind of a split. That's metaphysical, and that's why your twin flame runs. So when you focus on your twin flame, they don't focus on you. When you focus on your twin flame, they don't focus on you, right? The mind is duality. So when you focus on them mentally, emotionally, or metaphysically, they don't focus on you. You push, they pull away. The mind is duality. That's the yin and yang. Okay, duality, yin and yang. Now the soul, remember, you are body, mind, soul. The soul is consciousness. It's not thought, it's not mental, it's not emotional, it's not concept, it's not thinking, it's not questioning. It's just being. It's just being. It's just being. Consciousness. It's just existing. That's it. Consciousness is that which notices the mind. The mind is linear, up, down, hot, cold, yin, yang, past, future, plus, minus. You focus on them, they don't focus on you. So when you haven't given your twin flame a thought in ages, they're going to start thinking about you. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to think about them ever. I've had people ask me that question. That's not it. It's just you've gone beyond like mentally projecting onto, like making them a goal. This is like the first thing that I tell people in my world-class twin flame coaching program, available on my website, 5,500 students to date. It's not expensive. I even have payment plans. It's like 65, 70 bucks to start if you sign up with a payment plan. But if you pay in full, you get 50 bucks off. It's like 400 bucks. And there's a lot of stuff, guys. And the first thing we talk about is setting your intention. I'm not going to make them the goal, so that you can shift your mental point of origin away from there and in here instead. Why? Because your twin flame is your soul, remember. And what is the soul? Consciousness. So remember, sign number 1, you're going to get a text message from them. And when that happens, of course they're thinking about you. Why? Because you're not focused on them. You can have a thought about them, but you don't sit there and obsess over that thought. Remember, you're not the thinker. Stop right here and think about that. No pun intended. You are that which notices the thinker, body, mind, soul. The soul is consciousness. It is that which notices the thinking. It is awareness. It is aware of thinking. By the way, you realize what I'm explaining to you is none other than ancient Zen spiritualism, transcendentalism, genuine spiritualism. Okay, what is the soul? The spirit, it's consciousness, spiritualism. You know, Buddha, Jesus, Ram Dass, Eckhart Tolle, legitimate spiritualism, not the pop culture kind of junk food spiritualism that's all over the internet. YouTube is jammed with stuff like that. And I'm not trying to put anybody down. I know everybody's just trying to figure out what's going on. But guys, you don't need to do that. We already know what the soul is. That's why I'm telling you, like, I'm not reinventing the wheel. So that's the first 2 signs. You're going to get a text message because you've taken your focus off of them. And you remember that you are the focus. If I had to make, like, if I wanted to, I could make my entire coaching program or my entire YouTube channel literally like 8 seconds long. And I could just go, how to get your twin flame back is really simple. All you got to do is remember who you are. The end. Bye. Have a good day. Right? That would be it. That's like 8 seconds. Remember that you are consciousness. You're not the thinker. That's your soul. That's your twin flame. And the law of attraction is still in operation, technically, because you're increasing the energy of your soul, your consciousness. And if it is true this other person is a simultaneous incarnation of your soul, your consciousness, don't you think the universe is going to match it? Yeah. You increase your consciousness is going to show up in your 3D reality. Now, what does that feel like? What's the energetic shift? It's called Satori. Satori, so this is sign number 3, Satori is like the complete cessation of thought. You're just there being. It feels very tranquil. Nirvana. Inner peace. Zen. You feel at one with your twin flame. They call it unity consciousness. Okay? And I don't mean twin flames call it that. I'm talking ancient Zen spiritualism. Ain't never even heard of twin flames. That's what they call it. Union Unity consciousness, union. Interesting. How about separation? Same thing. When you're identified with the duality of mind, they call that separation consciousness. So you experience the world as me and that out there. There's me and there's other. And what I'm telling you is there is no other. Your twin flame is you. The question is, what is you? Remember, the number one thing here is remember who you are. You are the consciousness. And you experience that as this inner sense of deep Zen, nirvana. That's what I'm talking about. It's a deeply spiritual experience. And your twin flame is going to unblock you and start sending you selfies. Happens to me, happens to my students. It's very simple, guys. No mind exercises required. Just transcend the mind. Remember who you are. You are your twin flame. You are the soul. You are the consciousness. And I'm not saying the mind is bad. That's just not what it's for. So I hope I've cleared some things up for you. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your week.